U.S. government shorten work permit duration for refugees and asylum seekers. Hello everyone and welcome back to Discovery Learning. Today we're talking about a major change in U.S. immigration policy. A change that affects hundreds of thousands of immigrants, asylum seekers, refugees, and others who work in the United States under temporary authorization. This is a story that impacts lives and communities, so let's break it down. What's the change? As of December 5, 2025, USCIS announced that it will reduce the validity period of work permits, formerly known as Employment Authorization Documents (EADs), for certain categories of immigrants. Where previously such permits could last up to 5 years, the new maximum validity is now 18 months. This applies to refugees, asylees, asylum seekers, and others with temporary or humanitarian-based immigration status, as well as people with pending asylum or green card applications. Why did they do it? According to USCIS, the change is part of an effort to allow more frequent vetting of immigrants working in the U.S., presumably to detect fraud, security threats, or other risks. The impetus for the new rule was cited as a recent shooting in Washington, D.C. involving 2 National Guard members, allegedly carried out by a migrant admitted under previous policies. USCIS Director Joseph Edlow said the shorter validity will ensure that those seeking to work in the United States do not threaten public safety or promote harmful anti-American ideologies. Who is affected? This affects a broad range of people. Refugees and asylees who previously got long-term authorizations. Asylum seekers whose cases are still pending. Immigrants under humanitarian or temporary protection, or adjusting status. If you are in the U.S. on such a permit and apply on or after December 5, 2025, or your application is pending, your authorization will only be valid for 18 months before needing renewal. If you had a previously issued 5-year permit, that remains valid, but the new policy affects all new and pending cases. What are the consequences? This policy shift could have several potential effects. Immigrants will need to renew work permits far more often, which can mean more paperwork, fees, and stress. Because many asylum and green card applications already face lengthy backlogs, frequent renewals may lead to work authorization lapses, potentially affecting jobs and financial stability. Employers who rely on immigrant labor may face more instability and turnover if workers' authorizations lapse or become uncertain. For asylum seekers and refugees trying to build stable lives, work, housing, support for families, this adds another layer of uncertainty. Overall, many immigration advocates warn this could worsen hardship for vulnerable individuals already navigating difficult legal and economic circumstances. Context: broader crackdown. This change is not happening in isolation. It comes amid a broader tightening of immigration and asylum policies by the current U.S. administration. For example, USCIS has reportedly paused all asylum case adjudications following the D.C. shooting. The agency is reviewing immigration benefits for nationals from certain countries subject to a travel ban. This means many people could face multiple immigration-related obstacles simultaneously. Delays, stricter vetting, and shorter authorizations. What this means globally for viewers outside the U.S. As many of you know, and may relate to personally, the U.S. is a common destination for immigrants, refugees, asylum seekers, and people seeking better opportunities. For people in countries like Nigeria and across Africa, this change signals that obtaining and keeping lawful work permits in the U.S. may become harder and less stable. Immigrants must now be more diligent about renewals and staying legal. Families depending on remittances or long-term plans to settle may face more uncertainty. If you or someone you know is considering migrating or applying for asylum or refugee status, or even if you already have an EAD, this is a big development worth paying attention to. Closing, call to action/reflection. To wrap up, the reduction of work permit validity from 5 years to 18 months may seem like a bureaucratic technicality, but for many people it represents a major shift. More frequent renewals, more uncertainty, and potential disruption to lives and jobs. If you found this discussion helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Discovery Learning, and share with friends or family who might be affected or interested in U.S. immigration policies. Also, let me know in the comments, do you think this change is fair? What do you think it means for the future of immigration in the US? Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed.